dance around the moon every night. And now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never looked so bright. Now I don't need to see the road to believe, yeah. 'Cause this is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, it's all around us. And I feel the magic, it's all around us. There's wonder on this winding road in front of me, yeah. 'Cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, it's all around us. And I feel
Indeed, magic is all around us, and we are here to let's have a look, a little bit of magic, and see what transpires for you this evening. Let me see first up who I can say good evening to, or good day, depends on what part of the world you're in. Hi, Tanya Atkins, straight off the bat there, and Michelle Foster, you girls were neck and neck. Tony Taylor, welcome from the US, another 4:30 a.m. start for you. It's lovely to have you here, Tony. Well, many things shape our daily life, many things. Good evening, Karen Mack, and welcome to you too. Today, I want to gently but powerfully help you shift something that could very well be shaping your life, but not necessarily in the way that you would like it to shape. If you are new here, welcome to Soul and Beyond. I am Gwenda, your host, a mystic, esoteric healer, communicator with the angels, spiritual mentor, master personal trainer, among lots of other fun things. And one thing I do thoroughly like is to have fun with magic. How about you? So something we often hear people say is, I wish. Have you ever said it? I wish. But it's usually followed with, I wish they wouldn't. I wish I had of. I wish I could. Sound familiar at all? I wish I had not. I wish I had known. They're all very on the flip side, aren't they, of not so good. And then there is the word wish. And some may think of it as whimsical, that maybe it belongs in the land of the fairies, a fairy's wish. And some might feel that, I don't know why I say I wish, because I never get what I'm wishing for. Good evening, Megan, and welcome. Megan, would you let us know where you're coming in from, which part of the world, please? What if you set a wish with the powerful energy of intention? Because, as I said, usually when we say I wish, it has the lesser words The words that really the soul goes, huh? What are you talking about? You know, I wish Oklahoma. Oh, welcome, Megan. And what time is it in Oklahoma? I'm coming to you from Perth, Western Australia. So it's a delight to have you here, Megan. Most often when we say, I wish, we flip it into something that takes all our power away. It places us into an area that is grey, that has no certainty. Now, there's another word, hope. You know, I wish, I hope. And there's teachings out there now that say that hope, the word hope, takes everything away and it gives nothing back. And when you're saying hope, you really have nothing. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is not correct. Hope is a very important part of a lot of people's recovery. When a doctor takes away hope, as I have seen many times when I was nursing, then things happen that could have been avoided. And when someone has all hope taken away, what do they have left? And then we step into the realm of the wishing, where it's empty and where we have the flip side of everything. Elena, good evening. Would you like to tell us where you are from, please? And welcome, Liz McDonald. Hello. 3:36 for Megan in Oklahoma. Wow, that is very early. You are either a night owl or a very early riser. Megan, thank you. It's a pleasure to have you here, as it is everyone. So as we talk about wishing, and it sounds innocent and it can sound hopeful, it can sound spiritual, it can sound, as I said, wishy-washy. And for a lot of people, whimsical, like it belongs with fairies. But when we work with powerful language of the soul, when we work with the language the soul understands, and that brings us into divine union, we can make our wishes into something extremely powerful. In fact, as a, shall I say, a former witch, well, you know, I've had many lifetimes, had lots of fun with broomsticks and different things. Magic and wishing can go hand in hand. So when we add intention to magic, because that's exactly what magic is, it's an intent. You hold energy with a powerful intent, and then you send it to where you are wishing and willing it to go. So I'm offering to you tonight that wishing can be very powerful if used and if you are aware of how to do that in the right way. Have you ever seen anyone do telekinesis? Do you know what telekinesis is? Where people move things with the power of their mind. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen someone doing what's called remote viewing? I personally prefer to teleport, but have you seen people do remote viewing? Both of these things require incredible intention and use of the power of your energy. Now, with both, when you're being trained by maybe a government agency like the CIA or a psychiatrist, maybe, they will say you use the power of your mind. Well, I'm going to say to you, you can go beyond your mind, because that's where it's far more powerful. And you can tap into the amazing, incredibly powerful of your higher self, of your soul. And when you go there, wishing becomes real. However, it's what you have intertwined with that wish. So bringing intent into the wish is how you turn it into magic. Bringing intention into what it is that you are wishing for. Now, here's the trick. If you are wishing that someone else would be different, if a work colleague was different towards you, well, there are other things that you need to work on. There are other things about you and your relationship to yourself that need your attention. If you are wishing that your boss would see you, hear you, listen to you more, I'm going to say to you that that is wasting your energy, and that is where you lose your personal power. So in those contexts, wishing really does become a nothing, and it's empty, and it's where it leaves you wishing for things that are never going to change. And that's why people say, oh, wishing, it doesn't happen. But the thing about wishing is it's in the never, never. It's not present. It holds no power when it's wishing for something else or someone else to be different. Wishing, I wish I could see my dad who's passed from this world. There's no intent in that, but there is heart. Now, for people that want to say wishing is nothing and it's whimsical and it gets you nowhere, that it has no power, if you were to say, I wish I could see my dad or my mum, my daughter, my child, I wish I could see my baby that didn't make it through to this world, that wish, when loaded with love, with pure love and acceptance of what has taken place, you will see them. You will have communication with them. When your wish to see them is heavy with sorrow, fear, with sadness, maybe even anger, resentment, regret, you're not going to see them. They will come to you, but you won't be able to connect with them because the energy you're carrying in your wish prevents you from being able to see, because that energy leaves you in the heaviness of this third dimensional world. But if you were to take your wish and sit with it in your heart, and you fill that wish with love and with complete acceptance for everything that's taken place, you will see them. You will be able to communicate with them. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yes, Charles, I most definitely do. So, wishing, Charles is asking, do I believe in Jesus? If you wished that Jesus would heal you, if you wished that Jesus would answer your prayers, then both of those things are heavy. However, if you opened your heart to Jesus, if you opened every part of you to receive his healing energy and his love, his sacred heart, you would have a miracle. You would be amazed. So wishing is a double-edged sword. If we are wishing from a place of emptiness, where we're wishing things would be different, we're wishing that we had known, I wish I had not have done that, then you've lost all your personal power. And those wishes create issues in your daily life, and they hamper you from being able to heal, from being able to connect with your loved ones, from being able to connect with someone like beautiful Lord Jesus. They hamper you in every way. I wish I had more money. If I had more money, I'd be able to go on that holiday that I wish I'd been able to go on 5 years ago. Well, that is empty. Everything in that sentence is empty. It's a never, never. And no wonder people say wishes belong to the fairies, because the feeling is that, the fairies take you on a wild goose chase, and yes, indeed, some of them can. You've got to know how to work with them, or they really will have an entertaining time with you at your expense, not ever theirs. So when you are looking at wishing, and I'm encouraging you to use wish, but to know how to use it by imbuing it, imbibing it, embodying it with energy that is so powerful, with divine energy, with soul energy, and using the language that your soul knows. Then wishing becomes something very powerful that you can use in your everyday life. If that way of working with the word wish does not sit with you, it's because there is inner work that you need to pay attention to and that you need to action. Even the word intent or intention. I asked you if you've ever seen anyone practice telekinesis or remote viewing. People that can master the art of telekinesis and remote viewing, they don't wish. They hold incredibly powerful intent to move the object. That's telekinesis. Intent to find the target of whatever it is they've been asked to find, whether it be something in a box, in a suitcase. Now I'm going to take that to a different level. When you lose something in your house, your keys, your wallet, or whatever, what's the first thing that you do? I know some people rush to the phone and they cancel everything. But what's the first thing you do? You panic. You panic. Oh my God, I've lost my wallet. Oh, my new card's in it. I just got cash out. All those things, and my driver's license is in there. So there's a big panic. Well, immediately that we are in that energy, nothing is going to be able to help us find the object. But if you are able to set your energy with the intention of finding the lost item, be it your keys, be it your wallet, you will find that you can feel a run of energy through the body that is very different to the panic. And all of a sudden, you'll be able to see. And you can see through walls. You can see through boxes. You can see out into a shed that you're standing inside the house, but you will be able to see in the shed where you left your keys, your wallet. It's incredible. So did you know by doing things like that, you become a remote viewer? None of this having to sit down with a piece of paper and draw sticks and draw a box. You can remote view yourself by setting your intention, not a wish, but setting your energy to find what it is that you have lost. It's not really lost, is it? You've just put it down and you are not conscious. You are not paying attention and being present when you put it down. Maybe you were in a hurry. Maybe the kids distracted you or your phone rang, but you were not present with where you put it, and that's what happens. Hi, Jackie. I'm glad you got through this evening. Lovely to have you here. So when we're looking at wish and we're looking at intention, everything that you do in your day is laced between those two things in one way or another. You either live through wishing, washy wishing, or you live through intent. And when you live through intent, you are working from the power of your own essence, your soul. You layer that to be in divine union. So you are in the union with whom I refer to as God. Maybe you are more inclined to align with Jesus, but when you align yourself that bit higher again to either God, Jesus, then your intent and your energy is more powerful than anything else around you. And you can create magic. You will find that things come to you just by thought. So if we look at wishing for a car park, how many of you have gone shopping and found, oh my Lord, it's so busy, I'll never get a car park? Or you go the other way and you send the angels out to find you a car park. Or you ask your higher self. You have so many options for utilizing a power that is beyond this world. How often do you use it? Or do you sit in the empty wish basket? I started at the beginning of the show saying you can have a wish that is whimsical, magical, and nothing. Or you can have a wish that is like a witch's magic, that is laden in power, power through intent, intention to know what it is that you want of that wish. So your language comes into play a lot. I wish this didn't happen. Well, we're in the past. I wish she had not done that. You're in the past. You're not present. As soon as we are wishing for something like that, using that kind of language, take ourselves immediately out of divine alignment, and we take ourselves out of a place of having tremendous personal power. And then if you want to layer that with the power of God, Jesus, archangels, when that is in union with your power, oh, you are an unstoppable powerhouse of creating magic and bringing wishes to reality, but wishes that are what your soul is looking for, not the wishes of the past, not the wishes of what I might be doing further down the road. You know, sometimes wishes are projected forward. I wish that when I'm 25, I will live XYZ. I wish that when I'm 80, I will still be home and looking after myself. These are all things that take you away from divine union, and they take you away from the power of yourself. Do we go to divine union first, or do we go to learning about our own power and what we have as the essence of ourselves? What do you think? Which one would be the better to go to first? Going to be interesting to see your response to that. So what's Tanya having to say? I remember doing that while at the shops, realised my bag was not on my shoulder. I stayed calm and told myself I will find it, and I did. That's exactly right, Tanya. Exactly right. I asked the angels to find me a car park. They always find me a spot. Yes. They always answer, just as your higher self will, just as your loved ones who have gone to the next realm will. Absolutely beautiful. And Jackie, I asked the divine for close parking before I leave. I'm answered, granted close parking. Always, always. There's no whimsical wishing. What I want to help you with tonight, gently but powerfully, is to see that the word wish can be very magical and it can be extremely powerful. But it can also be whimsical and troublesome. It can hold you in the past. It can take you to a place where you are pushing your power outwards instead of harnessing what you have within you. Jackie says I go to divine union first. If you've been doing the kind of inner work that Jackie has, you can go to divine union first. But if you have not done any awareness of yourself, your habits, your beliefs, your ancestral lineage and what's holding on to you there, found out how you can connect with your higher self, then going to divine union may not be the best first option for you. The flip side of that is you must always know how to call upon the Almighty Divine, Jesus Christ, the archangels, for guidance and for anything that you need some extra help for, until you can bring it on from yourself and be in divine union. So it's a really powerful place to go. Intention holds a different frequency. Even when you say the word wish. So we've talked about wishing for things that are in the past and wishing they were different, wishing I had known, taking our power away and keeping us to the past. But intention is different. With intention, you have to be in the now. With intention, you need to be very present. Sometimes people can set an intention, but it doesn't really go the way that they planned on it going. I'm going to use even the simple example of both Tanya and Jackie about asking the divine and the angels to bring them a car park. If, as they're saying that, there is a whimsical wish, no intention, and no love and grace, then it won't work. Now, I know that some in the spiritual arena will say, well, yes, it will, because the angels always have to answer. And that is very true. Your guides, the angels, even your loved ones, they do have to answer you. However, if you have not put into your ask the love, the gratitude, and the connection, you're not going to receive their answer. So, for example, in a car park, you may have this really strong sense that I need to go to the third lane over. And it keeps at you. You need to go to the third lane over. But you don't, because you decide, no, I want to park in that lane there. And guess what? There's no car park in that lane, but there's 3 over there in the third lane. But you chose to ignore what you were hearing and stay with your mind. So even asking them, asking the angels, asking your higher self, and then ignoring the sense, the message, the smell, everything, well, it doesn't work. And then people say, oh, they never answer. Well, yes, they do. They have to. It's part and parcel of the divine agreement. These magical, wonderful messengers of heaven, they are with you all the time, just as your higher self, your greater self is. But they kind of get shunned to the background, and we spend a lot of time wishing life was different, wishing someone else was different. Have you been there? So tonight, really like to take you into a place of turning a wish into something that has powerful soul intention and also love. So if you have a wish, like it's someone's birthday, and what do we say? Oh, I wish you a happy birthday. But if you've got that kind of attitude, or you just feel like you have to say that, what's the energy that you are sending to that person? And what really are you putting out there for their birthday? Or even Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas, and I do. Anything. Maybe a work colleague is going for a promotion, and it's a promotion that maybe you went for 6 months ago or a year ago, and you didn't get it. And now this colleague is going for it, and you say, oh, I wish you luck. What's actually in those words? And what was in that wish? I was having a laugh with my beautiful H.E.A.L today. Many years ago, when I was working with women in a safe house and women that were escaping violent homes, a lady came up to me and said, "I will sing you." And some of you may not know what that means, but it is very powerful Indigenous magic. And typically, if someone comes up like she did and says they're going to sing you, it's not a good thing. It's just like saying to your work colleague, only if they say I'm going to sing you, it carries a lot more weight. But it is similar to when you say to a work colleague, "Oh, wish you good luck," when they're going for a job that you were not successful at getting. Do you see? Do you see how this works? Magic is all around us. Magic is available to use anytime. And wishing is part of that. We could also interchange or completely change out the word wish for prayer. A lot of people go into prayer with a wish. God, I wish you would heal my son. God, I wish you would heal me. I wish you would help me with this situation. Now, in those examples, wishing has a plead to it. It is desperate. It is something, in some ways, it is a demand. But you see, when we want our help from our higher self, our soul, when we want help from the divine messengers, when we plead and we beg, "Oh, I wish you would just do this for me," there's even some anger, some resentment, some annoyance, and there's huge resistance to actually connecting with your heart and with the love. I mentioned the Sacred Heart of Jesus a short while ago. And when you connect with the Sacred Heart of Jesus, that is one almighty, powerful wish that is very present, has nothing resembling the past, and is incredibly powerful for you. Oh, Cat Gray. Good evening, love. Good evening. Yes, thank you, Latanya. Jesus is the light and messages. Absolutely. And Tanya Atkins is saying, "I always thank them immensely as well." Yes, that's a very important point, Tanya. You know, we say thank you and we teach, well, I don't know about these days, but we used to teach children to say thank you and please when they were given something or if they wanted something and they received it. The funny thing is when we make demands from God, from the angels, whatever, for some reason a lot of people don't seem to think that thank you is necessary or thank you is even part of that asking. Now, why wouldn't it be? That's an assumption then that I should just be given everything that I ask for. And when you read books that say ask and it will be given, or even the Bible where it says ask and you shall receive, so people assume it is their right. So it's like being entitled. But gratitude, appreciation, and love. And I'm going to put a fourth one on here that is vital to wishing, to prayer, to abundance, to healing, to having the love that you want in your life, to being treated the way that you want to be treated. And that word is surrender. Without surrender, we are very much bogged down in this third dimensional world. Surrender for a lot of people is quite challenging. because they are so very attached to this world. So surrender is a big part of gratitude, appreciation, and saying thank you to the angels, the archangels, the elemental kingdom. Even if you work with crystals, you are working with an energy of the Divine Mother, Gaia. Thank you. Gratitude, appreciation should be shown, should be spoken, and even more importantly, it should be felt. Hi, Kerry Forth, welcome. Have you ever had a hug or a handshake from someone where you're like, wow, what was that? It's empty. You know, you have a hug and you think, well, what am I hugging here? Or what are they doing when they're hugging you? Or a handshake. All of this comes into intent and it fits with wishing. So anytime that we are wanting to convey something to someone else and we are wishing for something to be different, one, we've lost our personal power when we're wishing for it to be different. But when we have a wish that is loaded with intention, that is full of love, asked for grace, appreciation, gratitude, and surrender, well, now we're on a really powerful path of what some might call manifestation. Can we manifest through the use of wishing? Well, of course, but only if you have that wish that is loaded with those components, those aspects. How easy is it to surrender? Surrender everything of yourself and move out of the way. I know for myself that many a time I'm like, I've got this, I've got this, I'm doing this. And then you get in your own way. I've got in my own way many times. And then I have to go and sit and say, okay, so that didn't work so well. Over to you. And hand over everything to the angels of the divine or to God, he, she themselves. Leanne Spark, good evening and welcome. Leanne, it's been a really powerful session tonight about wishing and the whimsicalness of wishing, but also how wishing takes us away from our center of power, our ability to be in divine union or even in union with ourselves, meaning our higher self. How wishing is very much in the past because most people talk about things wishing it from an experience that's already been, and that gets us nowhere. And that, my friends, is where hope loses its power as well. So what could you change in the way that you go about your day when it comes to wishing? What's a simple thing that you could do, starting from tonight, starting from today? Now, my beautiful ladies that are over in Oklahoma and another part of the USA, my apologies, Tony, I have forgotten which part of the US you're from. They are at the very beginning of the day, and that is the most powerful part of the day, to be able to set your wish that is powered by intention. Now, you have a choice. You can either go straight into intention, but as I was saying, wishing becomes the power of magic when you know how to use it properly. So when we are wishing in the past, it's whimsical, it has no power, it takes you out of your power. But when we are wishing that is loaded with intention, and intention that carries love, appreciation, gratitude, and surrender, now we have a very powerful tool and a powerful practice to be able to use to change our life and change it immediately. When you use a wish that is made of intent, things change right away. If for you prefer to simply be an intention and use things, everything in your life set as an intention, well, you are going to find that you will have the most magical, amazing life. It all comes down to your vocabulary, the energy that you use. So we're talking stop wishing and use intent. And then I flipped it on you and explained how you can actually work with wishing, understanding intention, understanding your words. So even an intention, when it is not loaded with specifics and love, gratitude, appreciation, and surrender, an intention won't work either. It's just like saying an affirmation. You know, people say, I wish I could win the lotto. You can hear it in their voice. One, they don't believe it could even happen. Two, they're not really that interested. It's just a throwaway line. And then they'll complain. I buy a lotto ticket every week. I never win anything, or I won $5. Big deal. But they're not listening to themselves. They're not feeling into what they're saying. So an intention without personal power, divine union, and specific language, and those 4 elements, vital elements, it's never going to happen. Oh, you are a tad late, Lisa Murray. I was wondering where you were, because I saw you had registered, which I thank you. I thank all my beautiful ladies that registered. Thank you very much. Maybe I'll have a surprise for you. Jackie, Tanya, Michelle, Lisa, and Karen, thank you. Tony, you're still here. Wishing with intention while in alignment. Absolutely. So that is what I was talking about there, Tony. When you are in divine alignment, when you are within alignment within yourself, then wishing becomes a very powerful tool for you to work your daily life and make magic happen everywhere. It's been incredible. Now, I did ask a question of you all. Have any of you, you're welcome, Leanne, have any of you seen or practiced telekinesis or remote viewing? Now, Tanya was saying that she lost her bag. She took herself into a place of calm and said, I will find it. And she did. Taking that one step up and using remote viewing. Oh, please excuse me for a moment. Being able to remote view and find something that isn't in your immediate vision is an incredibly powerful tool that you can teach yourself. But the thing you have to do that, well, actually the 4 things that you have to be able to do that, not in the way that the CIA and people on YouTube teach you, but to be able to actually use the ability of your higher self to find something that you've lost means knowing how to use intention, how to put the power in intention through surrender, remote viewing. I'm the magic. Oh, I love that, Tony. You are the magic. Yes, you certainly are. Remote viewing, yes. And Cat Gray, yes. Everybody can remote view, meaning you have the ability to find things that you've lost, put down somewhere, not been present. You can also extend that to finding something for someone else. And Tanya says, I believe I've done that when losing my keys. I'm going to say not being conscious where I put my keys, Tanya, because any words, we were talking language throughout tonight's session. Are you all aware that words that have a prefix like misplaced, dis, dis, whatever, re, im, all of that, your soul is not aware of what those words are. It's not soul language. They are not whole words. They are words of the system. They are words of the mind because you've been conditioned to use them. You've been taught to use them. And the same as in the spiritual realms at the moment, or spiritual community, there's a lot of return, rebirth, container, and stuff like that. None of those words are soul aligned. None of them carry the weight, the divinity of the soul. So really look at the words that you use and come right away. I'd really encourage you to come right away from words that have a prefix. Practice it yourself. Say them. Say them, the prefix words, and then say the whole word, or structure your sentence the way we used to be taught, and feel the power, feel the difference. You can feel it in your body. And you'll also notice your mind is a lot sharper and a lot clearer when you use whole words. My son likes to have fun with the word isn't it, because it really says, is it not, is it? So what's your soul supposed to do with that? Your mind knows, but if you want to live a soul-aligned life and you want to have the power of wishing that is loaded with intention, that creates a magical life, a powerful life, then these words, is it not, is it, and don't and can't, they will not be in your vocabulary. But begin with the ones like dis and a rebirth, return, anything like that, and im, like, oh my gosh, what am I saying there? People say imbalanced, and I can't think what it is that they say about, oh yes, when you're not in alignment. And the soul goes, huh? What? Because you're not misaligned. You don't take your car to be rebalanced. You don't take your car to be realigned. You take it in for a wheel balance. You take it in for a tune-up, not a retune. How's it feeling? Can you sense that? Yes, that's right. And it's deliberately done, Tony. Yeah, refresh. Oh, yes, it's refresh. Yes, words are spells. In a group, we went to each other's home with their permission. Nice cat. Tony's saying here a guide's told her that the human language is the most antiquated or primitive way of communication. It is, but it is deliberately structured that way. It's structured that way to hold you in the illusion of this world and to keep you feeling like you're separate from that inner divine self and from divine union. It's all very cleverly part of the whole thing. So there we have it, everyone. Wishing with intention, stop wishing and use intention. I say, learn how to wish in the most powerful way and create magic. Create the life that your soul came to live. Learn how to heal through your language, through intention, wishes with intention, and most importantly, learn how to be in divine union through your language, through the way you wish. I wish you a happy birthday. I wish you Merry Christmas. Really begin to have a look at how you use the word wish and what are you feeling in that. And next time you hug someone or you shake their hand, think about what you are sending them. If you were wishing them something, what would it be? And if it's anything less than love, gratitude, appreciation, move away. Don't go there. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. It's been a pleasure to be with you, and I'll very much look forward to seeing you all next week. Have a glorious day and a glorious evening wherever you are in the world.